Okay.
I know it changed July 1st. I was just looking at it for driving to Kansas City.
All right, let's call this meeting to order. We'll start out with the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call. The trustees, Howie, Shell, and Goodman are excused tonight. Trustee Monzel.
Present.
Trustee Long.
Here.
Kevin's here.
Attorney Kevin Clark.
Clark. Thank you. Sorry. President Lysick here. Clerk Ford. Trustee Khan. Here. Trustee Lewandowski.
Here.
Thank you. Public comments? Any public comments? Nobody here. We'll keep moving along. Item 3, reports. Fire Department monthly report. Chief.
Okay, we had 19 calls for the month, 109 for the year. July 8th and 9th, we participated in Rumble by the River with an engine and ambulance crew. We treated 4 patients during the 2-day event. Everything that we treated was pretty minor stuff, nothing major. On the evening of July 10th, 2022 at approximately 8:25 p.m., the Big Bend Fire Department was dispatched for a structure fire at Corral Scrap Metal on Industrial Drive. Upon arrival, the fire had already broken through the roof and the building became fully involved. The fire was upgraded to the box alarm level for assistance, and several departments from Waukesha, Racine, and Walworth County responded to the scene. We forced entry into the building and the fire was extinguished. No one was in the building at the time of the fire. State Fire Marshal are investigating and investigating the cause of the fire. Our sincere thanks to everyone who responded for their support, and we're thankful that no one was injured. On July 11th, hose testing was completed with no major defects in the hose that were noted. Pump testing will be later this fall. The fire department received its annual FAP grant. We received $5,300 this year. We also received $24,000 in ARPA funds this month. We didn't get those all this month. We got $12,000 this month, and then we'll get another $12,000 in February of 2023. We have also applied for the state's EMS Flex grant. In that grant, we requested $305,000 in funding for equipment and staffing, advertisement, and recruitment. We'll be looking at equipment to update depending on the funding received. This grant should be announced later in August. And however, numbers have increased over the past couple of weeks, but our supply of PPE is good at this time. So.
Very good. Thank you very much.
Can I ask a couple questions, please?
Yeah, absolutely.
Chief, on the Carl Scrap Metal fire,
Yep.
did you receive any reports from any of your members that your fire apparatus had been stopped or delayed responding to that fire?
The only one that we had delayed, well, not delayed even, Tony had talked to somebody in our grass rig that was coming. That was the only thing that I...
Did he stop that grass rig and delay its response, or did they stop and talk to him?
I don't know. They weren't in a hurry anyway because they were just going to rehab. So I don't think there was anything major going on with that.
Was there any other departments that reported to you that Trustee Howie stopped and delayed any of their rigs responding to this fire?
Not that I know of.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Thanks, Chief.
Sure.
Item 3B, library monthly report. In your packets, you have a report from Carla. Looking to see if she had any big programs coming up. I know she just had a reptile program for the kids the other day.
School was one too.
You can read through that at your leisure, and we'll keep moving along. Item 3C, police department monthly report.
Reports are in front of you. Notes are on the second, third page. We're going to start reading through them as we go through this. One criminal damage, one drug related, one intoxicated driver, 3 liquor laws. All 3 liquor laws are juvenile, or not juvenile, underage drinkers connected with Rumble by the River. 1 parks violation, 2 adult arrests, 5 juvenile arrests, 48 traffic stops, 43 citations, 4 non-traffic citations, 258 total calls for service with 58 business checks, house checks, and extra patrols. 3 accidents, 2 of which were property damage, 1 was a hit and run. And we responded with the fire department at 13 calls, including the fire call. Salvage vehicles, since the reinstatement is 51 total, that's picking up a little bit, which is a good thing. The next 2 lines are on that second last page. State debt collection year to date for Big Ben, $8,147 and change. For the village of Waukesha, $1,407 and change. The last page there is the breakdown by month for both village of Big Bend and Waukesha that I'm getting from the new court clerk Kathy now. She also let me know that they're now submitting debtors to SDC again, so both of those numbers should increase over the next several months. National Night Out is next week Tuesday, August 9th from 5 to 8 p.m. in the Village Park. We're going to have a car show with it this year. Thanks to Celebrations Committee for the use of the Jumbotron. It's up in the court to advertise our National Night Out for the next, until the event. Thanks to Brandon and from Celebrations and Warren for setting it all up and getting it set up last night. And also thanks to Chuck and Joe from DPW for getting the National Night Out signs up in 3 spots in the village. Questions, comments, complaints, inquiries?
Nope.
And I heard a nice kayak raffle going on for National Night Out, and kayak. I heard they were good in the lake over Ryan, Lake Drive, Lake Park, in case somebody needs one.
Oh, I thought you got one from there. Have to go check.
Thanks, Chief. Item 3D, President's Report. No report tonight for me. Public Works Department monthly report. Eric is out on vacation, and I didn't receive anything from Chuck or Joe, so I will assume it's business as usual. The grass seems to be cut, and don't see anything else glaring. Item 3F, report from professional services.
No report from us unless there's any questions.
No, good. Moving along. Item 4, consideration and approval of minutes for the Thursday, July 7th, 2022 board meeting.
We need a motion.
I'll make a motion to dispense with the reading of the minutes.
I'll second that motion.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Item 2, public comments. Thomas Frank is just RAMK. Couple of times through there.
motion to approve minutes from Thursday, July 7th, the report meeting.
I second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 6, old business update regarding the Collier test boring for the municipal well in the TID. We have, I sent everybody the reports, and we're waiting for quotes on the bigger well. Haven't gotten them yet.
Is that just for the well or the power tool or? how-
Yeah, well, this will just be for like a 12 to 15 inch well, the test pump, and then we're gonna use that as a production well too. We're trying to find something that's suitable in size and, you know, that we can reuse, even if it's just our backup.
Okay.
No sense throwing away $100,000 on
Oh,
nothing.
I haven't received those yet.
Didn't receive them? I will
Did not receive any,
double check and
was it via
resend.
email?
Yeah, it was an email.
That's enough.
Moving along, item 7, new business.
Mr. President, did I miss approval of the bills?
Oh, yeah, we skipped right over that, didn't we? We didn't want to pay them. Thank you, sir. Item 5, approval of bills, discussion, consideration, and approval of bills in the amount of $227,101.97. Out of that, there is $105,339.72 that is being paid by celebrations.
make a motion to approve the inset amount.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Item 7, new business, discussion, consideration, and possible approval of the payout for the resigning full-time police officer. In your packet, you have a sheet with a payout on there. There was one change that was brought to our attention at finance meeting. We did not pay her for her uniform allowance, which she fully used. Chief has all the receipts now, so that's another $400 onto this. And she is keeping the bulletproof vest for $500, so the total payout is 20. I gotta find that. I gotta add a code. 23, 25, 24. $2,325.24.
Make a motion for the payout of the resigning full-time officer.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 7P. Discussion, consideration, and possible action referencing village employees assisting with preparations of Rumble by the River or any other functions in the village of Big Bend.
Yeah, other communities do this, and I think John, our lawyer, is usually here, his community allows it. That's a lot larger community than we are. I think it's such a benefit to our village that they assist in whatever manner they can, because it benefits the village.
That is correct. I did check with a few other communities.
Right.
West Dallas does the same.
Belair does the same.
Yeah.
And it is noted on the minutes for last meeting that what Attorney Schroeder said, he advised that whenever a community has a special event, the DPW always assists as it is a community event. So it's on record what the attorney said.
Any other
Need a
comments?
motion? No?
Do we need a motion on that, or?
No, I don't think there's, you're not directing anything to happen right now. I don't think there's a motion that's needed. As Attorney Schober stated, you've already discussed, that's fairly common for DPW and village employees to help set up things, tents and stuff for village events, so that's not uncommon.
Is this during normal working hours, or is this in excess of like overtime hours?
I think it's done during their normal working hours, and they're not charging us any overtime hours, from my understanding.
Correct.
And if there's an issue in the future, when there are these events, perhaps it's an item on the agenda and you guys discuss what you want DPW to do. During the Public Works, monthly report or discussion, you have a discussion on what DPW should be doing specifically. If there's any concern about what they're doing. But again, most municipalities have their DPW workers doing various things, like I said, setting up tents, setting up roadblocks, for example, I live in the village of Pewaukee. We just had an event last weekend, DPW set up roadblocks, set up tents, helped assist with tables, it's a very common thing, so.
Well, I had some discussion in the past where a couple individuals didn't particularly care for it, that's why I want to put on record that we're allowing it.
So I need to run through the board, or you think you'd let that wash out in the DPW commission or Public Works Commission meetings?
I think,
I think
it
that-
depends on what they're doing, if they're doing something outside the scope of what they would regularly do, I think it would be a village board decision, but.
Sure.
To me, it sounds like, I don't know exactly what they were doing at Rumble on the River, but if it's stuff like that, I would say that that's fairly common, doesn't need to go in front of the board.
Okay.
And we're not incurring any overtime costs for his hours beyond his 40-hour week, right?
I don't believe so, no.
I mean, that could be another consideration that we would have to discuss
Right.
in the future if it became billable hours, either because of change in personnel or something.
And clarify duties of what he's supposed to be doing.
So I'm in support of what has been taking place with Eric and his assistance with Rumble. If we need to address specific things in the future, I'm sure we can as a board.
Very good. So no action needed. We'll move along. Item 8, closed session. I don't believe we need to go into closed session because we did not move this up to the board level from finance and personnel. We tabled it down there, the police chief's working agreement. We don't have Jeff, so. There will be no closed session. We don't have any applicants yet for clerk treasurer position. I did talk to one individual that was interested late last week, so I'll give him a call back probably Monday, see if he's still interested. He's got experience and he requested a copy of our budget from last year. He's currently working in a smaller village and maybe looking to move up, I don't know. Moving along, correspondence. Do we have anything? Okay. Item 11, public comments. We have nobody here, so trustee Khan.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Where were these meetings when I was the actual clerk?
You should go on.
It's nice, I'm not complaining.
I will call a judge tomorrow and talk to her about those items.
Your 10 o'clock time was real wrong.
So it is September 1st.
Anybody get the reading on how many people we had at the Rumble? Did you?
So ours is still.
Somebody said 7 on Saturday.
That would be about my guess, but it is
I would
just a
I would
guess.
say at least it is, but.
It was crowded.
It was very crowded. But we made it through another year. Barely. Oh, thanks for coming all the way down here, guys.